Hey friends, Kyle over at BOHO HOBO. Today I am hiking in Clark's Reservation at the quarries, and I want to do a little philosophical discussion about how life is meaningless until humans place their judgment and create meaning in life. So to give context, I'm thinking at this in a scientific point of view, looking at subjectivity versus objectivity, and how nature innately has no judgment over what is and what is not valuable. How at its core, fundamental, things just happen in the world. There's a cause and effect to it. And how if you look at this through an objective lens, there is no bias. It is only up to the human to determine whether or not things have certain value structure to it, how things happen, and how everything is objective in this natural world until humans place their conscious judgment over certain things. And so the reason why I think this is important is that it is up to us, the human, to determine the subjective nature of this natural reality that we're living in, and how this can actually empower individuals. How if we approach life from a place of indifference, how there is no meaning until we place our judgments onto it, how this can empower each individual into creating more value, more positive emotion into our life. So if we're thinking negatively all the time, how if we have judgments on the world and putting it in a frame of reference where it is, oh, this sucks, like this is bad, this is negative or whatever, then it changes our emotional output to be aligned with those thoughts. But if the individual is trying to empower themselves and come from a place of indifference, they can get rid of all of these negative thought processes to then just see the world for what it is without placing judgment. And then if they want to create a more positive emotional experience, how that coming from a place of indifference is a better foundation to promote these positive experiences by thinking more positively about it. But first, I think it's coming at it from a place of indifference, of how this natural world just is, how things just happen in nature, on nature's course. And then every individual, it's up to them to determine whether or not something is positive or negative. And if you choose the path of positivity, then it creates these more positive emotional experiences for you. And how collectively as a society, if you put yourself in a marketplace of ideas or in certain community settings, such as like high school or college or even the workplace, wherever there's groups of people, how it is up to that collective community to determine whether or not something is of value. And again, on a natural perspective, things just are. Things don't have certain judgments on it until the human places that judgment on it. And so, again, in that frame of reference, things just are. And if people think more positively about certain aspects of our human characteristics, I think we as a humanity can formulate our own judgments on things to promote a greater sense of well-being in a community. But first, again, it comes from a place of indifference. So a little complex to have this philosophical discussion. There's a little complexity to it, but I think there's practical use to it. And that practical use is trying to rid ourselves from judgments that have been placed onto us in the past, just seeing things for what it is, trying to remove that emotional judgment on it, seeing life with indifference, so then we can reapproach life in a place that promotes well-being by formulating thought processes that are beneficial to more positive emotional experiences. So I hope that was insightful. Again, this is just my opinion on a philosophical viewpoint, but I hope it brought some value, and I hope everyone has a good day. Take care now. Peace.